Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now, it is a natural human tendency to focus a lot on rejections and trying to avoid them as much as possible. Because understandably, not only do they hurt a lot, but they can also be quite dangerous. If you are ostracized by the group, like that can be very dangerous to your survival. Now, the problem in the modern day where this is not as dangerous as it used to be, is that we can focus on those rejections way too much. Especially in the modern age where you can technically get a lot of rejections. It doesn't really matter to you at all. And this is a problem because it shows up in so many areas. Like, for example, salespeople are missing out on opportunities because they are not going for it. Or maybe there's some single people that don't talk to that pretty girl or cute boy that they really would like to. Or in a case where you're an e-commerce merchant, you might focus on pleasing the wrong kind of people or the wrong audience. So you end up in a way optimizing for your non-buyers. And that's what we're going to discuss today in this video. But if you are already a non-subscriber, make sure to become a subscriber by subscribing to the channel. And if you like this kind of content, like you can optimize your algorithm by liking it. And that way you will get more helpful educational material videos as opposed to some instant gratification videos. So it will literally improve your life. Do it for your selfish reasons, not for me. Okay, with that said, let's jump into it. So when you look at the different recordings, for example, on Hotjar or any kind of heat mapping software, you will see that 80 to 90% of those visitors will not really bother looking at anything. And we see this all the time with our clients, where we look at a lot of recordings, and many of them are very filterable. The same thing happens. It's a quick visit, a little bit of browsing, and just leaving. But if a visitor is there for, say, less than 15 seconds, like it's really the equivalent of someone passing through a car lot, and you're trying to sell a car. But of course, you can't like really run up to the person and get them to buy instantly. So it's not surprising that these people are not going to buy because they essentially cannot buy. The time window is just too short. And you, as a salesperson, or your site in this kind of case, didn't really even get a chance to convert that person because there was no real opportunity for persuasion. And there will always be people kind of kicking tires or browsing for curiosity. Now, of course, this is assuming that your site is already good enough. So if you have basic issues with your site, you'd need to take care of those first. Like you need, for example, a quick loading site, otherwise people might leave because of that. Or if your site looks like it's from the 1990s, it's very possible that people are leaving because of that as well. But if you have a relatively good site, it is one that you'll still see this kind of behavior. And of course, if you can't get people to consider, you cannot get them to buy. And most leads in reality, even though you can market to them, so they are essentially a marketing qualified lead, they are not sales qualified lead, which is the next level from that persona. And here, the audience that you really want to focus on are the ones that are indeed engaging with your content. Those are the ones that you have a chance to convert. And those are the ones who you can call a sales qualified lead. It's a convertible opportunity. And if you optimize for those, you have a chance of winning. And remember here, and it is really okay to not please everyone. And in fact, often it can be a good idea to turn some people off. We see this with successful brands. Like, for example, Apple. They are too expensive, too hipsterish. They lack that pure performance power. Or you could say a brand like Tesla is too upper class, like a bit too classy or something like this. Like it will just be turn off for some people, too techy, etc. And here, these brands are polarizing in their own way, but they're also ridiculously successful and very much loved by their core target audience. So this brings up a question. Who are you willing to disappoint, or who are you even willing to turn off for you to get the results that you'd like? And here it helps if you have this really clearly defined target audience. And you can then laser focus your efforts into pleasing this particular audience. remember that if you are aiming, say, to get a 5% conversion rate, that is still only 1 out of 20. You can have a lot of people completely hate your site, but it doesn't matter. Because if you go out there, you turn off some people, the ones who don't like it, they don't cost you anything anyway, because they were never going to buy. So just get rid of them and please the people that matter. And that's why you also should have a clear target audience you're aiming for. And lastly, I would ask you this. You can question if you have let the majority who will never buy lead you astray from your optimization efforts. And if the question is yes, ask yourself where. And once you have defined the where, ask yourself what can you do about it. Thank you very much for watching the video. I have been your host, Samuel Larsen, founder of CROgurus.com, where we help 7- and 8-figure e-commerce stores get the most out of their existing traffic. If you are already having success, or you are a very ambitious store with optimization budget, go to CROgurus.com, check us out, and perhaps you'll be our next client. Thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.